Vader doesn't march through the rebel base anymore, he drifts. No mechanical breathing echoing down the halls. It's no heavy footsteps warning anyone of death's arrival. It's just a shadow sliding across cold metal walls. By the time the first rebel turns around, it's already over. Blaster bolts erupt in panic, but something impossible happens. The shots don't just miss him, they bend. Redirected midair with flawless precision, as if Vader is conducting the battlefield like an orchestra. At the same time, tactical data floods his vision. Enemy heart rates, weapon heat signatures, troop movements behind walls. He sees everything. He's not charging. A rebel whispers into his comlink while watching security footage. He's calculating us. Vader disables guards without rage, without hesitation, without mercy, but also without unnecessary death. Every movement is efficient, purposeful, surgical. Moments later, the rebel leaders find themselves surrounded. No dramatic entrance, no theatrical threats, only silence. Then Vader speaks. His voice calm and disturbingly composed. "You possess information I require. You may surrender it willingly, or I will extract it through precisely measured neurological pressure. The outcome will be the same. The suffering is optional." This isn't the Vader history remembers, so how did the Empire's most feared enforcer become something far more dangerous than a monster? It began on Mustaf, in a burning medical bay. Beside the broken remains of Anakin Skywalker, Palpatine stood over his apprentice's ruined body, watching shallow breaths fight against death. In the original path of history, this was the moment. He chose cruelty, a crude suit, constant pain. Artificial weakness disguises control. But this time, Palpatine hesitated, not out of mercy, out of ambition. He saw not a broken servant, but a blank canvas, a weapon that could surpass anything the Sith had ever created. He activated his comlink. "Director Krennic, report to Medical Base 7 immediately. Bring your most advanced research teams." Within minutes, the room filled with scientists, engineers, and cybernetic specialists. Portable labs unfolded across the floor. Holographic medical scans surrounded Anakin's shattered form. "My lord," Krennic said carefully, "what is your vision?" Palpatine's eyes never left Anakin. "Rebuild him," he said quietly. "Not to survive, to evolve." Krennic swallowed. "We have experimental systems. Nanotechnology capable of cellular regeneration. Neural interfaces that can enhance cognition, prosthetics with strength far beyond organic limits. But combining them all would create something unprecedented." "Good," Palpatine replied. "That is exactly what I want." Dr. Silo stepped forward, barely hiding his excitement. "We could integrate microscopic repair units into his bloodstream. They would heal damage in real time. His body would never truly weaken again. Neural mesh implants could allow direct interface with machines, starships, even battlefield networks. He wouldn't just fight wars, he would process them," another scientist added. "If we redesign his respiratory system using closed-loop atmospheric processors, wouldn't depend on external oxygen. He could survive vacuum exposure, toxins, underwater environments, and the breathing apparatus could be almost silent." Palpatine smiled, then began. What he failed to understand was the cost of perfection. By removing pain, he removed control. By granting clarity, he erased emotional dependence. By giving Vader freedom from suffering, he unknowingly unlocked something far more dangerous than rage. He created a Dark Lord who no longer needed hatred to function. A Vader who did not obey because he was broken, but because he chose to. The reconstruction takes place over 4 months. In the deepest, most secure medical facility in the Imperial Palace. Layer by layer, system by system, Anakin Skywalker is rebuilt from the ground up. His damaged organs are replaced with synthetic alternatives that function better than their biological predecessors. His lost limbs are replaced with prosthetics, so advanced they're practically works of art, sleek, powerful, and nearly indistinguishable from organic limbs in their movement and responsiveness. But it's the less visible enhancements that truly transform him. Billions of nanobots flow through his circulatory system, constantly monitoring his health, repairing damage, and optimizing his biological functions. Neural mesh implants integrate seamlessly with his brain tissue, providing enhanced memory, processing power, and reaction time. His new respiratory system doesn't just keep him alive, enhances his physical capabilities, providing his muscles with more oxygen than any biological lung system ever could. The armor itself is a masterpiece of Imperial engineering. Rather than the crude, heavy suit of the original timeline, this is a sleek, form-fitting system that enhances rather than encumbers. The life support systems are integrated so seamlessly that they're nearly invisible. Environmental controls maintain perfect temperature and pressure. The helmet's display systems provide enhanced vision across multiple spectrums, tactical analysis, and direct neural interface with external systems. When Vader finally awakens, it's not with the labored breathing and clumsy movement that would have defined his original reconstruction. Instead, he sits up smoothly, his movements fluid and precise. For the first time since Mustafar, he feels no pain. The constant agony that would have driven him deeper into the dark side is absent, replaced by a sense of perfect physical harmony. "How do you feel, my friend?" Palpatine asks, watching his apprentice with satisfaction. He's expecting gratitude, perhaps even worship for the gift he's given. Vader flexes his new mechanical hand, watching as microscopic repair systems instantly address the tiny wear caused by the movement. His enhanced visual systems provide him with a detailed analysis of the room's structural weak points, electronic signatures, even Palpatine's elevated heart rate suggesting nervousness despite his calm exterior. "I feel... Vader pauses, his enhanced cognitive systems processing the sensation. Complete. More than complete. For the first time since Mustafar, I can think without the fog of pain clouding my judgment." There's something in his tone that gives Palpatine a moment's pause. The subservience is still there, but there's also a new confidence, an independence he hadn't expected. In the original timeline, Vader's constant pain would have made him dependent on his master's presence as the only source of purpose beyond his suffering. But this Vader doesn't need an escape from pain. He's already found perfection. The nanotechnology systems are functioning optimally. Dr. Silo reports, monitoring readings from Vader's internal systems. Healing rate is accelerated by a factor of 50. Strength output in the prosthetics is registering at 12 times baseline human maximum. Cognitive enhancement is showing remarkable results. Memory recall is perfect. Processing speed is enhanced. And analytical capabilities are far beyond normal human parameters. Vader stands, and his movement is nothing like the labored mechanical gait that would have characterized his original suit. Instead, he moves with the fluid grace of a dancer, combined with the controlled power of a predator. Every step is calculated. Efficient, perfect. The suit provides capabilities I did not anticipate, Master, Vader says. His voice no longer is mechanically distorted, but enhanced through the armor's systems to carry perfect clarity and resonance. I can access and process information at speeds I never achieved even as a Jedi. My connection to the Force feels ... purified, enhanced. This last comment sends a chill through Palpatine. Khan's Force abilities were not something he had considered. The dark side was supposed to be fueled by pain, anger, and suffering. But Vader's enhanced systems are allowing him to channel the Force with a clarity and precision that seems almost balanced. The first test of Vader's new abilities comes during a mission to crush a rebel cell on Ryloth. Intelligence suggests that a group of former Republic senators are coordinating with Twi'lek resistance fighters to establish a rebel network that could threaten Imperial supply lines in the Outer Rim. In the original timeline, Vader might have relied on brute force landing with overwhelming numbers, terrorizing the population, and leaving destruction in his wake to serve as an example. But this Vader approaches the mission with a different mindset entirely. His enhanced analytical systems have processed every piece of intelligence on the rebel cell, cross-referenced it with Imperial databases, and developed a comprehensive understanding of their operational patterns, likely hideouts, and probable escape routes. More importantly, his clear thinking allows him to see the bigger picture. This rebel cell is just one piece of a larger network. and capturing them alive could provide intelligence worth far more than their deaths. The Imperial Shuttle Dominator lands in Ryloth's capital city of Lasu under cover of darkness. But instead of the full stormtrooper assault that locals might expect, only a small team disembarks Vader, two shadow troopers, and an intelligence analyst. Vader's enhanced sensory systems have already mapped the city's layout, identified the most likely rebel strongholds, and detected the subtle electronic signatures that suggest hidden communications equipment. My lord, the intelligence analyst whispers as they move through the narrow streets. Our surveillance indicates the rebels are operating out of the old Senate building. It's heavily defended, with at least 30 fighters and multiple escape routes. Vader doesn't respond immediately. Its enhanced systems are processing far more information than his companion can access. Heat signatures from the building suggest 47 individuals, not 30. Their movement patterns indicate a sophisticated command structure. Most interestingly, electromagnetic analysis reveals they're using advanced encryption technology far beyond what a simple rebel cell should have access to. Intelligence is incomplete, Vader finally says, his voice carrying the absolute certainty of someone with access to perfect information. There are 47 rebels, not 30. They possess advanced communications equipment, suggesting significant off-world support. Most importantly, their defensive positions indicate they're expecting an attack. The analyst looks confused. My lord, our surveillance has been comprehensive. How can you be certain? Because I can see them, Vader interrupts. His enhanced visual systems can detect heat signatures through walls. His auditory enhancements can pick up conversations from hundreds of meters away. And his electromagnetic sensors can map electronic devices throughout the building. More importantly, I can see their weaknesses. What follows is not the brutal assault that characterized Vader's original tactics, but something approaching artistry. Using his perfect sensory information, Vader infiltrates the building through ventilation systems. His enhanced strength allows him to navigate silently. His improved agility lets him move through spaces that would have been impossible for his original, clumsy suit. One by one, he disables guards with precise, non-lethal strikes that his enhanced strength makes effortless. Within 30 minutes, he's neutralized the entire security force without raising an alarm. The rebel leaders, including former Senator T.A. and the Twi'lek resistance leader Cam Syndulla, find themselves surrounded not by an army, but by a single figure whose presence seems to fill the room with controlled menace. Gentlemen, Vader, says his enhanced voice carrying perfect calm. You have information I require. I can discuss this rationally, or I can extract it through less pleasant means. The choice is yours. Cam Syndulla, a veteran of the Clone Wars, tries to reach for his weapon. But Vader's enhanced reflexes make the movement seem like slow motion. Before Syndulla's hand can complete its arc toward his blaster, Vader has crossed the room and gently but immovably grasped his wrist. I would prefer cooperation, Vader continues, applying just enough pressure to make his point without causing permanent damage. My enhanced capabilities allow me to be very precise in applying discomfort. I can target specific nerve clusters with mathematical accuracy. The pain would be quite intense, but leave no lasting damage. Or we can simply have a conversation. It's not the raging, destructive Vader that rebels have been trained to expect. It's something far more unsettling, perfectly controlled, supremely capable opponent who seems to know everything and gives away nothing. The psychological impact is devastating. Under questioning, the rebels reveal far more than they intended. The network extends across 12 systems. They're receiving funding from the banking clan and weapons from former separatist holdouts. Most importantly, they're part of a larger organization, something they call the Rebel Alliance, that's being coordinated by former Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi and a group of senators led by Bail Organa. Fascinating, Vader muses as his enhanced memory. Systems instantly cross-reference this information with everything in the Imperial database. This suggests a level of organization far beyond what our intelligence indicated. Tell me, when did you last have contact with Kenobi? The name sends visible shock through the rebels. They hadn't mentioned Obi-Wan by name, but Vader's analytical systems had pieced together the clues from their other statements. His enhanced cognitive abilities are allowing him to see connections that would have taken teams of intelligence analysts weeks to uncover. Senator Tuh, sweating despite the cool air, finally speaks. We don't know anyone by that name. Vader's sensors detect the elevated heart rate, increased perspiration, and vocal stress patterns that indicate deception. His enhanced systems provide him with a perfect read on everyone in the room. Senator, my suit's biometric systems can detect physiological changes associated with deception with 99.7% accuracy. Shall we try again? Interrogation continues for several hours, but it's unlike any interrogation Vader has conducted before. Instead of relying on pain and terror, he uses perfect information and logical pressure. His enhanced systems allow him to detect every micro-expression, every physiological tell, every subtle indication of where the rebels are being truthful and where they're attempting deception. By the end, he has extracted a complete picture of rebel operations across multiple sectors, but more importantly, something has changed in Vader himself during this process. His enhanced cognitive systems have been analyzing not just the rebels, but his own actions and motivations. For the first time since his fall to the dark side, he's operating without the constant influence of pain and rage. And what he discovers troubles him. The rebels, for all their opposition to the Empire, are not evil. They're afraid. Afraid of the arbitrary executions, the destruction of entire worlds. It's the casual cruelty that has become standard Imperial policy. They're fighting. Not for power or wealth, but for the simple right to exist without terror. It's a realization that his enhanced analytical systems present to him with perfect clarity. It's uncolored by the rage that would have defined his original incarnation. My lord, one of the Shadow Troopers asks, shall we execute the prisoners? Vader pauses, his enhanced systems processing the question from multiple angles. Standard Imperial policy would indeed call for execution, but his clear thinking reveals the logical flaws in that approach. Dead rebels provide no ongoing intelligence. Their executions would likely inspire more resistance, and strategically, turning them might provide far greater value than killing them. No, Vader says finally. We will transport them to Coruscant for further debriefing. Their intelligence value is too significant to waste. It's a decision that original Vader would never have made. Pain and anger would have demanded blood. But enhanced Vader operates on logic and efficiency. For the first time in years, he's chosen a path that doesn't involve unnecessary death. When he reports to Palpatine upon his return to Coruscant, the Emperor is pleased with the intelligence gathered, but curious about the change in tactics. Seem to have taken a different approach than usual, my friend, Palpatine observes as they walk through the throne room. In the past, you might have simply eliminated the rebels and made an example of the population. The enhanced capabilities you provided allow for more sophisticated approaches, Master, Vader replies. The intelligence gathered will allow us to dismantle rebel networks across multiple sectors. The strategic value far exceeds the temporary satisfaction of a public execution. Palpatine nods approvingly, but there's something in his expression that suggests unease. He'd wanted a more powerful weapon, but he's beginning to realize that he's created something more dangerous in Apprentice, capable of independent thought. Over the following weeks, Vader's new approach proves devastatingly effective. Using the intelligence from Ryloth, Imperial forces conduct precise strikes against rebel cells across the Outer Rim. But instead of the brutal, terrorizing campaigns that characterize the Empire's typical response, these operations are surgical. In their precision, key leaders are captured rather than killed. Rebel supporters are offered amnesty in exchange for information. Entire networks are dismantled with minimal civilian casualties. The results are remarkable. Rebel recruitment in targeted areas drops significantly as populations see that cooperation with the Empire doesn't necessarily result in massacre. Intelligence flowing to Imperial forces increases dramatically as rebels find that surrender means interrogation rather than execution. For the first time since the Empire's formation, counterinsurgency operations are actually reducing rather than increasing resistance. But these successes come with an unexpected side effect. Vader's enhanced analytical systems are constantly processing not just tactical information, but strategic and political analysis as well. The more clearly he thinks, the more questions begin to emerge about the Empire's policies and about his master's true motivations. During a briefing on Coruscant, Grand Moff Tarkin expresses his concerns about Vader's new methods. Lord Vader, Tarkin says, his voice carrying its usual bureaucratic precision. While I applaud your tactical successes, I worry that showing mercy to rebels sends the wrong message. The doctrine of fear requires that opposition to the Empire result in swift and terrible retribution. Your more nuanced approach might be misinterpreted as weakness. The months that follow see the most dramatic political transformation in galactic history. Instead of the chaotic collapse that might have followed Palpatine's death, Vader uses his enhanced capabilities to coordinate a systematic restructuring of Imperial government. His perfect memory allows him to identify every corrupt official, every unjust policy, every hidden atrocity that needs to be addressed. But perhaps most importantly, his enhanced systems allow him to work with Luke and Leia as partners rather than seeking to dominate them. His clear thinking prevents the emotional manipulation that characterize Sith relationships, while his technological advantages make him uniquely capable of managing the massive logistical challenges of galactic governance. The new empire that emerges is nothing like its predecessor. Instead of rule through fear and oppression, it operates on principles of justice and consensus. Former rebels work alongside reformed Imperials. The military is restructured from an occupying force to a peacekeeping service. Most radically, the government itself is redesigned to prevent any single individual from accumulating the kind of absolute power that led to the Empire's excesses. Vader's role in this new government is unprecedented: part strategic advisor, part technological coordinator, part symbolic reminder of how power can be redeemed through wisdom. His enhanced suit, once a symbol of oppression, becomes a representation of how technology can serve justice rather than tyranny years later. As Vader stands in the rebuilt Jedi Temple on Coruscant, watching Luke train a new generation of Force users, he reflects on the irony of his situation. Palpatine had sought to create the ultimate weapon, and in his arrogance he had succeeded beyond his wildest dreams. But he had also given his weapon something he never intended: the ability to choose its own path. The enhanced suit still hums quietly as it maintains and optimizes his body, but now it serves a different master. Not the Sith, not the Empire, but the Force itself and the family he thought he had lost forever. Technology, Vader realizes, is neither good nor evil. It's a tool. And like any tool, its value depends entirely on who wields it and why. Princess Leia, now Chancellor of the Reformed Galactic Republic, joins him on the observation deck. "Any regrets about the path not taken?" she asks, watching as Luke demonstrates lightsaber techniques to eager students. Vader considers the question with the perfect analytical capabilities his enhanced systems provide. Palpatine believed that power without restraint was the ultimate freedom. He replies, "Finally. But true freedom comes from having the ability to choose, and the wisdom to choose correctly. The technology he gave me didn't make me powerful, it made me free." Below them, Luke's students practice their forms, their movements flowing with the same harmony between technology and biology that characterizes their teacher's redeemed father. The galaxy has found a new balance, one where strength serves wisdom, rather than replacing it, where technology enhances rather than dominates humanity. The enhanced suit that was meant to be. Vader's chain has become the tool of his liberation, and in a galaxy that has seen too much of both tyranny and chaos, be the most powerful technology of all, the ability to choose redemption over revenge, wisdom over power, and family over dominance. As the twin suns of Coruscant set over the restored capital, Vader allows himself a moment of satisfaction. The Emperor had been right about one thing: power without limits was indeed possible. But he had been wrong about where that power came from. It didn't flow from hatred, or pain, or domination over others. It came from the strength to choose what's right, even when that choice comes at personal cost. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.